That is something 2 months ago that I couldn't do. I broke this right thumb, so my snaps aren't really that, they're kind of dull. This is my snapping hand for my dog when I need to get his attention. So to be honest, for the last year, actually year and a half, I've been dealing with a hand injury. It's probably due to some of the adjustments that I do, along with workouts and previous injuries, but my hand was bothering me and I didn't do anything about it because that's just how I am. I just kind of deal with it, and I was working every single day with, pain in my hand. And it got to a point when I was on paternity leave, I couldn't grab milk out of the fridge because my hand hurt so bad. And I stopped being able to snap. So obviously that's concerning. And when I was on paternity leave, I had about 5 weeks of, just not working. And a random video popped up on my Instagram feed about laser therapy. And, I've always been interested in laser therapy, but I always thought it was just that red light stuff where it just maybe it feels good. Maybe you feel it a little bit. It's a little warm. Maybe you go in like that bed thing and it kind of calms you down. But this specific video, the person was getting the laser treatment done and they were noticeably uncomfortable. They were like, oh, wow, that's getting hot. And I was like, I didn't know there were laser machines that could get hot like that. So I did some researching and my hand pain was like right in here. It's kind of a weird spot. We tried strengthening my grip strength and, stuff like that. Just nothing was really helping. So I made an appointment and I got laser treatment done, and 2 sessions completely fixed. I can snap, I have my strength back, I have my grip strength back. When I'm working, I feel like I can use my left hand again. It's so weird, it's so bizarre. I was very impressed. So I reached out to the owners of the company and I was like, hey, I really like this laser machine. I want to know if it's something that can benefit my patients in my office. And the CEO replied to me saying, well, lucky enough for you, the last 2 to 3 years, we've been designing our own custom super laser. And I'm like, when someone says super laser, I'm like, ooh. So they said, we want you to try it. So we set up a demo where I could basically use the laser in my office for 3 to 4 days. And some of you may know, if you're my patient that's watching this right now, you were probably one of those people that got to experience the laser. But I basically stacked people on those days with different ailments: shoulders, knees, ankles, plantar fasciitis, really bad cramping, period pain, really bad arthritis, or like thumb pain or like wrist pain, something like that. I wanted to try the laser on all different types of ailments and body parts. And just so you know, before I demoed, I asked, how much does it cost? This thing seems pretty legit. I'm not gonna tell you how much it costs, but let's just say I had to be very convinced. From the research that I did, this is the most advanced laser machine on the market. There's nothing that's even close. The next closest one is about half the price of this one, but this one is about 10 times as powerful and as effective, in my opinion. And I did try both. I gave the other one a chance, but it wasn't even close, not even close to as good. And keeping in mind what I mentioned about the price point and how I needed to be impressed, over those 3 days, I was sold. I was so impressed. I was seeing people that have knee surgery already scheduled walk in the next day on one leg being like, oh my God, look, all the inflammation is gone, all the swelling's gone, I can bend my knee. So I'm making this video to just kind of introduce that I have this laser machine now, and I want to talk about how it works and what to expect and what laser treatment can do for you. And I just want to say before I get into it, this is not a sponsored video. I bought this machine and I just want to kind of explain how it works and why I'm using it, and you're going to be seeing it in future videos. And yeah, that's why I'm making this video, and that's why you're watching it. And you're gonna watch the whole thing, right? This type of machine is usually reserved for professional sports teams. And when I get a new fancy, shiny toy like this, I'm gonna use it how I wanna use it. And yeah, it's gonna help with elbow, wrist, shoulder, knee, ankle stuff, but I wanna use it on the spine. I wanna see if the people who come in with really, really end stage chronic arthritis in the spine, around the spine, osteoarthritis, what if the laser can just melt it away? What if we can reverse that process? What what if I can treat degenerative disc disease with this thing? And that's kind of how I've been playing around with it, and it's been freaking working. All right, let's start off by talking about how it works. So there's a bunch of different names for this type of laser treatment. Red light therapy. This is basically the final boss of red light therapy. It also goes by class 4 laser therapy, high level class 4 laser therapy. But what I want you guys to understand is this laser machine can literally burn a hole through your skin. It's that powerful. So it's not something that's just gonna be like, oh yeah, I feel it a little bit. No, you're gonna feel this. This will get hot, and it's supposed to. And I'm gonna talk about why it gets hot and what to expect and how it works in a second. But I just wanted you guys to know, like, this machine is so freaking powerful, and I'm obsessed. So the first thing I want to talk about is the power of the laser plus the wavelength. So how the light spins. So this one can go up to 72 watts, which is insane. Most really good laser machines on the market go up to like 40. This goes up to 72. That's like almost double the amount of power. Also, the wavelength of light, and I know if this doesn't make sense, but basically, because this machine generates a wavelength at such a high nanometer, so the wavelength of the light that comes out of this machine allows for up to 7 inches of penetration. 7 inches. So we can produce deep healing through the skin, 7 inches through the skin, which is insane. A lot of red light stuff, it's just, you just feel a little bit of warmness on the skin because the wavelength isn't super high. It can't penetrate as far. So we can be hitting your low back through your stomach. We can get the front of your low back by lasering your stomach. It's freaking awesome. Okay, so basically, the goal is to get as much of the red light on the affected tissue as possible. And tissue could be anything. It could be scar tissue. It could be muscles, tendons, ligaments. It could be pretty much anything in the area that we're treating. The light goes into the tissue absorbs the red light, and the mitochondria in the cells of the tissue, remember the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell? But the mitochondria starts mass producing something called ATP, which is energy, which is required for any type of healing, any type of anti-inflammation, healing, regeneration, repair. We need that. Think of ATP as soldiers. So normally you're gonna have 20 soldiers on your team, okay? And if I put the red light in there, we do a thorough treatment, you're gonna have 50,000. Just think about that. 50,000 workers, 50,000 soldiers on your team ready to do whatever it needs to be done. So keeping that in mind, one of the main things that gets in the way of healing is inflammation. So if you had 20 workers on your side, they're gonna be fighting the inflammation the whole time. And when they have to fight the inflammation all the time, they don't have time to focus on the healing. So let's say it takes 200 workers to take away all the inflammation in your elbow. I don't know why I'm talking about the elbow, but we're doing the elbow, okay? All the other workers that weren't working on the inflammation, they can be like, okay, what do you want me to do? And they're gonna start working on healing. So the second step is mass healing starts to happen. And then what happens once the healing's done? Rebuilding tissue. So high-level laser therapy in general has the ability to regenerate tissue. And there's 4 main ways that this can happen. I don't know if everyone's gonna understand this, but I'm a nerd, so I'm gonna talk about it. So there's 4 main aspects of regeneration. Number 1, nerve regeneration. Nerve regeneration. Imagine neuropathy. Oh, you have neuropathy. We can regenerate those nerves. We can make them work better. We can make them more efficient when they're working. Anyone with sciatica or nerve damage, yes, we can regenerate the nerve. And by the way, all of this is proven. I'm gonna send a link to the website somewhere, but there's so much research on this. And obviously I'm not legally allowed to say that this machine does anything that has not been proven, has not been FDA cleared to be able to say. So this machine is FDA cleared for me to say that it does all of these things. The second part is stem cell modulation. I'm not really gonna talk about what that means, but just remember, stem cells, stem cells are good. You guys know what stem cell shots are. You know that it is good, it's expensive. This allows for the local stem cells in the area to start going into that area. It basically is like a magnet. Like the stem cells are like, ooh, I wanna play. Where's that red light? Let's go over there. And probably one of the coolest parts is number 3, angiogenesis. That means new blood vessels are being formed. So I always talk about blood supply. That's our source for nutrients, for nourishment, especially in the spine. When I get people that come in and their spine is so stiff, so arthritic, there's no blood pumping in there because you're not moving it. And that's what I do in here. That's why it feels better. It's crazy. The red light can actually create new blood vessels in the area so that more blood, more oxygen, and more nutrients can get into that area to help nourish it and to hydrate it and to regenerate it. And then number 4 is fibroblast activation. I know it doesn't really make, you don't know what a fibroblast is. Honestly, I don't even remember what it is either, but basically we're increasing collagen synthesis. And anyone who takes collagen supplements, you know that it's like good for joint health. It basically allows for stronger tendons, ligaments, and fascia. So that area is gonna be stronger after. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video explaining the science behind this new laser machine that I got. And you're gonna start seeing videos of me using the laser therapy in my treatments. And I'll kind of explain like why I'm using it a certain way. One of my main specialties is disc injuries. I treat a lot of disc injuries every single day. People are like, oh, can I go to a chiropractor if I have a disc herniation? I treat that every single day. That has kind of become my specialty because, if you make somebody feel better after one session who has a really bad disc herniation in their neck or their low back, they're gonna tell all their friends. And then more of those people are gonna start coming. But I'll put a list on the screen of all the conditions that this laser therapy can help with and what it's known to be good for. But the way I'm gonna use it, I'm gonna be freestyling, I'm really interested in spinal arthritis because that's what I see a lot. Degeneration, same thing as arthritis, is pretty much the same thing. Degenerative disc disease. You've probably heard of that. Maybe you have that. Maybe you have arthritis in your spine and you're stiff all the time, or it's in your hips or your knees. I want to see what it can do to arthritis, especially around the spine. So yeah, I just want to make this video and let everybody know I got this new toy, and that's what you're going to be seeing in future videos. Hopefully you enjoy, and make sure you like and subscribe. Come on, just like the video.